What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jules, and I'm back with another restoration. Shout out to my family for supporting. These shoes are big as hell for one. So I'm struggling a bit with my shoe trees, but no worries, I'll figure it out. So for this shoe, it needs a deep cleaning before I could really assess what's going on. But just looking at it, it definitely needs a repaint on these midsoles, possibly a repaint on the uppers as well, since I do see some scuffs. But really, I gotta wait till I clean the shoe to fully see. But overall, the shoe's in really good condition. I already took the laces out. I'm ready to get this cleaning started, get the shoe ready. Let's dive right in. Now it's time to do the real work. For the left shoe, there is a little bit of separation, and while it's still light, small enough, I figure I try to reglue it since it's so minor, and really it's the only side that has it. The other sides still look really good. It's the only separation that the shoes have. I'm gonna try to repair that. Again, I'm not the best at this, but it worked for the Obsidian 12s that I did, so might as well do it for these. And I'm familiar with the shoe, so I'm comfortable with doing it. I'm confident that it's gonna work. So let's just dive right in. Acetone. I'm using a Q-tip since they are very small. The form took really well overnight. Honestly, the shoe trees are the best investment that you can have, because the shoe before was pretty wide, and because this is such a big shoe, I definitely want to keep the form. Keeps it looking crisp. So it's definitely tough now to try to bend, but it shouldn't be a problem. That's why I got the Q-tip, and since it's so small, like I said, I don't want to make it worse. I just want to repair what's there. But in order to repair what's there, you gotta clean out the old glue that's there. So very lightly, don't oversaturate your Q-tip, and just go over it. Go from the outside in. The midsole is nice and prepped. The uppers are nice and prepped. For this reglue, I went ahead and taped, did the outlining tape work to it. Basically, the process that I found that worked, especially for my Obsidian 12s, was instead of taping around it, I taped right on top of where the reglue is supposed to go. And since this is such a prominent midsole, it was easy to cut around it, because it's disconnected, so you're not cutting into any of your uppers or your midsole. Sorry for all the noise. And then the other tape. So again, I'm not really worried about the tape, but because it's not my shoe, I'm just taking a little extra precaution. And because this worked so well on my previous shoe that I did, and being familiar with the 12s, I get how it works. So now I'm gonna take, I actually bought some special tools, but the last time I just used like a Q-tip or a paintbrush, very small paintbrush that you could do details, and you just apply it, let it sit for a little bit before you connect it. Like, make sure to read the instructions on whatever glue you're using. I know some restorators hate super glue, others prefer it for the small stuff. I feel honestly at this point it's really your preference. But if you can go with Barge super stick, it's the go-to for every shoe restorator. But small, like intricate details like this, I think super glue is fine. Again, the biggest issue is just making sure that you don't get it on your uppers and your midsoles. Like, that is the key. Don't get it there. And make sure to apply the right amount of pressure. And if you do get any on your uppers or your midsole, make sure to wipe right away. I like to keep some acetone ready just in case it does. And once you apply it, just make sure to take the tape off, because you don't want to apply it and leave the tape on while you're waiting for it to cure. So cooking soul. the front one, and now I'm gonna show you how I did the back one. Took this really cool spatula that I found at the dollar store, and you're just gonna pull back the upper as far as you can and just try to get all the glue inside. Then I hold it for about 20-30 seconds. Alright. Grab a new Q-tip. Don't oversaturate with acetone, and just calmly wipe it through. You don't want it to get into the crevices of where you just applied glue. But you can also turn it this way. Just make sure you're getting all the glue that might go into the uppers. And that is how you do a reglue. Very minor, but like, you could just see the difference already, and it's already holding. Like, that's just amazing. In the meantime, I'm gonna be sanding any imperfections, prepping the shoe for paint, and I'll get back to you guys when the shoe's ready. Alright guys, the shoe is fully prepped. I did the color match on the shoe. I don't know if you could see, but this toe area right here is the color match, and hold on, this area right here is the color match for the mids. As you can see, you really can't tell the difference. So just to go over real quick what I did. So I started with Varsity. on over here, and as you can see, it was on the right wave, but it wasn't perfect. For some reason this hits more of like a magenta. I don't know why. Like, I literally put the bottles side by side and they look very similar, so I don't know, but that's supposed to be Varsity. Next to it is Scarlet, and Scarlet, as you can see, was way too dark, and I didn't want that to be the underlying color. So for here I did just red, and red was, you know, pretty good. I mean, I could see it in person, you can see the difference. On camera you can't really see the difference. So then from there I did Varsity and red, seeing how if you get the shoe, it says Varsity on there. So I stuck with Varsity as the underlying color, and gradually went from adding a little bit more red. I added a bit of fire red, not a bit, it's actually, fire red is actually really watery, so I couldn't just get it dropped, like I got like a little stream going. So that's why over here, I don't know if you could see, yeah, it's pretty difficult to see. It's really bright, so I wanted to dull it down, so I added some more red, and ultimately that's what it got up here. So the ratios I feel were right for this. So it was actually red is the base coat, and then I used, don't quote me on this, I don't know ratios exactly, but for this I did 80% red, 10% fire red, and then 4 drops of Varsity, which explains it perfectly because here it was just the fire red and the red, so it was still too bright. I don't know if you could see it right there. So for this area right here, I just added a few drops of Varsity because it has like some kind of raspberry looking undertones, like that magenta, very small, very light, so that's what I went for the uppers. And as you can see, it looks good. Now for the mids, I had mixed the mids originally, and I thought I had it, this third line over here, but then really looking at it in the light, in a well lit area, because for some reason with all the windows completely open and stuff, I still don't have like the bomb ass light. So I took it to a very, very well lit area, and I still didn't like it. I still felt like it was too pinkish. So what I did was I kept mixing. So for the midsole, I definitely kept Varsity as the main color, and then I used 20% of red. I used 1 drop of gray and 1 drop of, I believe, fire. I ran out of tape, so I got really, yeah, 1 drop. And for that, it's damn near impossible to see. That's why I'm very happy with how it came out. On the other tape, you know, when I was doing the painting, I could know where it was at based on where it hit the tape. But I believe it's right around here, and I don't know about you guys, but I can't spot the difference at all. So I'm super pleased with this mid color. Try this out. Try these ratios out. Again, it's 70% Varsity, 20% red, a drop of gray, and a drop of fire red. You know, again, try to go a little bit lighter as Angela's paint does dry darker. The shoe's fully prepped. I'm about to start painting the shoe. As you guys can see, the shoe is laced up, so this shoe is ready to wear, ready to go out and turn heads. Let's just go over real quick what I did for the shoe. I gave the shoe a full deep cleaning inside and out because it did need it. I took care of all the lint that was inside the shoe, shaved all of that out. Took the insoles out, really cleaned the insoles. I washed them in the washer machine as well to give it that nice, crisp, new smelling feel to them. After that, I did do a reglue on the left shoe. No separation at all. Looking nice. Really, it was the only one that needed it. And it was really small hairline. This is from 2016, so it wasn't as bad. Then after that was just prep work. I seen where the scuffs were. There was some scuffs on the inside along here, on the toe box, a few by where the laces are, on both shoes, both toe boxes, inner layer, outer, and where the laces usually are at. So I sanded that down lightly, nothing crazy, because it wasn't like deep, so you didn't have to like overly sand it. As well, I did sand the red areas, the red leather areas, and the midsole, but I didn't hit it too hard because it is tumbled leather and you don't want a smooth surface on tumbled leather. You want to make sure that it stays tumbled. You want to make sure that it has that texture to it. If not, it gives it like that fake look, or you know, not professional look to it. After all of that was done, I prepped the entire shoe, stripped the entire shoe of its paint. I did do one at a time because I wanted to make sure that the color match was perfect, or as close to perfect as possible. So I did do my own color match. Make sure to do your research on it. I did talk about the ratios that I used. I played around a lot with the colors that I did make. You know, you just gotta interchange them here and there to get the consistency just right. But I'm very pleased with how this shoe came out. I mean, as you guys can tell, it looks great. I'm very happy with how it came out. It matches the soles, it matches the stitching. It is just 10, like, I would say 9 for 10, you know, because it's not like perfect factory, but I think it's as close to factory as it can get. I'm just showing you all different angles of it so you can see like it's still red. And yeah, so hey guys, so that's a wrap on this restoration. If you do like my videos, you like my content, please subscribe below to my YouTube channel. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, 12’s Restoration. I tend to post more clips on there as I'm doing the restoration, so you guys do get to see like what I'm actually working on at the moment. And yeah, make sure to always protect your shoes after you finish them. I do it for my own shoes after I've been restoring them, and it's no different for the client shoe. I make sure to hit it with a waterproofer, so nice tip to have. The client will be grateful for that for sure. And yeah, just subscribe, follow me on Instagram, 12’s Restoration, and this is a wrap, y'all.